Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Jordi Viñas, and we are right now at webinar 5 on April 9th to explain a little bit the activities, basically the activities that they are going to take place in this phase number 4. As you know, the last one of this facilities management module. Yeah, the idea of today it was to go through three different tasks, or the session has three different objectives, but unfortunately no one has been able to register, so I'm here alone. Yeah, so the first objective was to review or to try to answer any questions you had in relation to activities from phase 1, 2, and 3. I've seen that most of you have been submitting all these activities, so I understand that there are no major doubts. Obviously, if anyone, when finishing any one of the activities of these three initial phases, has any doubts, please contact me and I will try to help you as much as I can. Yeah. The second idea was to present the activities due to in this phase number 4, and the third objective was to discuss altogether the organizational chart and the way that the marketing department is structured in a professional football club from the National League here in Spain. Yeah. For this activity, it would have been good to be a few of you, and then to start some sort of discussion and to see different points of view or different perspectives in relation to that. Yeah, I believe that it's not something that can be just explained by me and that's it. It's something that I believe that it will be interesting to discuss it in a group. So I will postpone this objective to the next webinar, expected for next week, and I really invite you to participate in it, because in my opinion, apart from reading the notes and answering the activities, an online masters also has a lot of value to get in contact not only with me as the teacher, but also with between you guys, and to discuss and to, let's say, show your different points of view in relation to different aspects. Yeah. So as I said, I will leave that for next week, and I hope I can see some of you there. Okay, the second objective was probably the most important one. It was to explain a little bit the activities that they are expected in this phase 4. Yeah, basically there are two activities, as you know, and one activity is a case study related to the Athletic Football Club. A football club here in in the National League of Spain, and one of the only three football clubs that have never descended to second division, together with Football Club Barcelona and Real Madrid, and that it has a very particular way of being managed, and a very specific culture and philosophy that affects this management model. Yeah. So to go through that, let me share the screen and show you this file, this document, that is the file that you have on the notes, and it is where the case study needs to be developed. Yeah, this case study will be done in groups, and it is probably a case study that it's easy to split the different questions we make. They are easy to split in amongst the different members of the group. Yeah, so let's go to the end of the document just to present a little bit the questions that we are making. That they are written at the end of the document. Here you can see them. Yeah. And well, basically the first one, it is to try to identify the main threads of the club's business model in the short term. Yeah, as you will see, this club has the philosophy of only hiring and playing with football players that are being born in the Basque Country. So this obviously limits a lot the level of competitiveness, and at the same time it also poses a threat in relation to the lack of talent that they may have. Yeah, this is actually the second question. Yeah, what should the club do to prevent the eventually drain of local talent? Yeah, so what happens if in a very small piece of land like the Basque Country, suddenly there are no really top players to be able to compete in a very demanding league such as the Spanish National League. Yeah. So according to the information submitted and expressed in this document, it will be good to see your reflections on that. Yeah. The third question, it goes through more from the point of point of view in the marketing area, and states that in an environment of high connection with club members, what could be done to increase attendance of non-member fans? You'll see at the document that a few years ago the stadium was enlarged, and even though they have really high level of attendances, there's right now a spare space to be fulfilled. Yeah, so here it will be good to see some let's say ideas, and maybe crazy ideas, maybe professional ideas, maybe ideas based on your own experience in your current job position, to see what could be done to increase obviously attendance, and at the end of the day to increase revenue and to increase the support to the team when they're playing home. Yeah. The fourth question will be, in your opinion, which would be the best strategies for the club to allocate the profits? Yeah, this is one of the few clubs in Spain that they are not public companies, and that they are basically sports clubs, non-for-profit sports clubs. Obviously, a non-for-profit sports club playing at a hyper-professional league, it is something a little bit paradoxal, but it is like this. So they, since they don't really can have technically profits, what would you do with this amount of money that they have as an excess every year? Yeah. And finally, the last question goes through the idea of if you were the president or the CEO of the company of the Athletic Club of Bilbao, the sports club, would you try to change this club's transfer philosophy? This idea of that you cannot hire and make play at the field people that, or sportsmen that they are not born in the Basque Country. So as I said, these 5 questions can be split among the group, but probably this is the last one, this question number 5. It will be good to answer it all together according to the previous answers, to make sure that you have coherence throughout the document, the activity. Yeah. So this would be this would be case study or activity number 6, and then let me stop sharing the screen. You'll see me back again. And finally, activity number 7, it is actually the exam. Yeah. Let me give you some hint for this exam. This exam is 5 questions, is structured in 5 questions. Each question has a weight of 20% of the total mark, so they are weighted the same, all 5 questions. And it will be important to make sure that you answer the questions in a Word document rather than answer directly to the space you have available at the platform. Yeah. For previous experiences, just in case you have some trouble with the platform, or even you have a problem with the internet connection, at least you will have your answers saved. Yeah. So make sure you develop the answers at the Word document, and then you just make a copy paste. Yeah, that would be one hint. And the other hint it is that, as you will see, you will have only 1 hour 60 minutes to answer the questions. I believe it is plenty of time, but if you want to go through the notes and make sure you go to the right answer, probably it will be a little bit you may go short of time. Yeah, so it is good to make sure that you leave 5-6 minutes spare of time to review everything, and to make sure that that you have enough time to finish the exam and then close the questions. Because if you run out of time, the platform will close it for you, and then obviously the questions that they are not answered, they will not be able to be answered again. Yeah. So this second clip is also important. Even though you have 60 minutes, make sure that you can go through all the exam in 55, 50 minutes to make sure that you are not going to the edge and to the limit. Yeah. So well, this would be these ideas. The exam you will have it available probably next week during the 2, 3, 4 days open to go through the exam. And and activity number 5, activity number 6, athletic group, the football, you already have it available to go through. And remember that this is a group activity. Yeah. So nothing else. This is quite a short webinar because there's not much to say since the idea was to state some discussions and then to let's say push for different points of view from you according to the specific elements of this marketing department in a professional sports club. But I will leave that for next week, and hopefully some of you will be able to attend, and we can discuss that in group. Yeah. So well, have a good day or a good night, and see you next week. Bye bye.